One of the ways I like to catch walleyes is with soft plastics. And walleyes have a tendency to be noted as a live bait fish, what have you, but that isn't always the truth. I catch a lot of walleyes on soft plastics, but there's certain plastics that work really well. And this happens to be a Jean LaRue sweet swimmer, and it's got a real soft tail to it and a paddle tail. That's one of the baits I like to fish with. The other thing I like, I'm going to show you here, is when it comes to plastics, I like to stay with more natural type colors. You can see this is kind of a smelt looking bait. It's got kind of bluish down the back, got a white bottom. Then you can see the head design. But that looks like the minnows that live in here, the shiners, what have you. And it seems to be, when it comes to fishing for walleyes with those plastic, those natural colored baits, smelt patterns, shiner patterns, seem to be much more effective, especially in clear water, than the bright fire tigers or the lime greens, what have you. Not that they don't have their place. In dark, dirty water, those colors work well, but in this clear water, it seems like the natural colors are the best. The other mistake I see a lot of walleye anglers make when they first start fishing plastics is they want to fish it like live bait, and they fish it way too slow. When you're fishing a plastic, you want that thing to pop and hop. And a lot of times, what will occur is that fish sees that plastic, he thinks it's a minnow or some type of food that it can eat, and you'll get a reactionary strike out of it. If I'm fishing it too slow, they may move on it, see that it's not food, and not even go after it. Walleyes are a pretty aggressive predator, and you can make them eat. And when you're fishing the plastics, most of the time I want to be working it fairly aggressively across the bottom, swimming it, popping it, dragging it. I don't want it to sit there. There we go. Walleye. There we go. Chomped it. You'll see that a lot of times when they smack it, you'll just nose hook them, but plastics, walleyes, they love them. No two ways about it. And again, what you want to do is be more aggressive with your plastics than you would live baits. We're going to get this fish back in the water here. Throw him back. When it comes to fishing plastics, you want to make sure the plastic is working well. Obviously, you don't want to have too small a hook. You can see here, this is a pretty big, robust hook on here, so I can get a good hook set into the fish when it's way out away from the boat. But a mistake a lot of times guys make when they're fishing for walleyes with plastics is they fish too small a hook, like a 1/0 or a 2/0, something that's big, robust, a forged hook versus a wire hook. Again, it's not the same like you're fishing live bait where small wire hooks seem to work better, allows the bait to be livelier. But in this situation, I want to have a good, robust hook on there, so when I set the hook into the walleye, I can pin them good. In the area that we're fishing, we're on a big body of water, happens to be Mille Lacs Lake, noted for its walleyes and its smallmouth, but I'm fishing an offshore reef, and a lot of times big water can be intimidating to people when it comes to catching walleyes. But if you break down a piece of structure and look at the high percentage points and then cover the water effectively in those areas, you're going to catch quite a few fish. And what we're doing is we're sitting on an isolated hump up on this big reef. And typically what I look for are those high spots, so spots that top out the highest, whatever that is. Here it happens to be about 8 foot. Some places it's 6 foot, other spots it may be 10 feet, but look for the highest spot. You want to get upwind or to the side of it, and then whether you anchor or what I like to do here is I use the spot lock and just hold the boat in position and start making long casts around the boat. And being that we're in spot lock here, I can fish both sides of this hump pretty effectively and not worry about it. I can go anywhere in the boat, move around, and yet I'm still holding position. If I'm going to move to another spot, I can go with the electric trolling motor. A lot of times if I want to cover water as fast as I can, I'll just fire up the big motor, move over to the next spot, hit spot lock, start fishing. There we go. The other nice thing that spot lock offers you when you hook up on a fish is you can stop the boat from drifting, put it in stop lock mode, and there you go. you're fighting them from a fixed platform. Stand down. It's always a good sign. I'm using a 13 fishing 6'9" medium action, and typically when you're fishing plastics, I like to fish a medium action rod. A, gives me the strength that I can move that fish around and you get a bigger fish. That's a really good fish. Get the net over here. But the other thing is, gives me the backbone to set the hook on those fish like that. There we go. Nice one. Yeah. Yeah, good fish. There you go. Walleyes on soft plastics. Fishing the right technique, the right situation, equals big walleyes. Let's get that one back in the water.